I am Lyubov Semenovna Yurchenko, 78, with a son who has been bedridden and disabled since childhood for 50 years. I had my first child when I was 20, but I buried that first child when they were 8 months old. My little girl died. She died from an illness. It was a cold, there was inflammation, but I had to give birth. I had a daughter who is healthy, thank God. She started first grade, then my son Andrey was born. Of course I remember. The joy was immense. I had a daughter and now I had a son. My son was born premature at 7 months, weighing 1.7 kilos. During the pregnancy, there didn't seem to be any problems. At that time, we lived in the Minsk district without any conveniences. We stayed in a barrack, kept livestock, grew vegetables, and had a cellar. There were refrigerators, but we couldn't afford one. In that condition, I would go up and down into that cellar. I believe that's why I didn't carry to term. He was born at 7 months. During labor, doctors immediately said he would be disabled. But he turned and lay sideways, and the doctor turned him by the head with their hand and positioned him so he would come out head first, not feet first. He suffered a brain hemorrhage and traumatic brain injury, which affected his entire central nervous system. I swaddled him until he was 1, and until he was 2, he sat propped up with pillows. He never sat or stood on his own. Even when holding on, he couldn't stand. Because he has no coordination, he has no muscles. Well, who do we have here with the gear? Look, son, here he is all by himself. He has a television. He turns it on with his right hand, but his left hand doesn't straighten at all. He's deaf and mute. He doesn't speak. He has an underdeveloped palate. He has a blockage of food and indigestion in his intestines. Now I buy a children's probiotic called Biotic Kit. I add it to his tea in the morning, and then his food gets digested. Without these powders, he won't have a life. Yes, my son has epilepsy. For example, when he catches a cold or has a fever, he immediately has a seizure. There's always hope, you know. I treated him for a very long time, but it didn't help. And when the doctor came from Yevpatoria, he said that nothing would come of him. He won't walk.
What do you think in general when you talk to him? Does he understand you?
Of course, he understands. I show him, he shows me. That's how we communicate. He understands. Do you want a bun? A soft little bun? Yes, okay. Okay. Do you want some ice cream? Want some ice cream? Here you go. All right, son. Look, they're filming, see? Well, are you hungry? Do you want to eat? Show me. Do you want to or not? Well, let it be. Your watch is in place. All right. He has his own way. He needs his watch. He shows me if he wants to eat or drink. I understand. Well, the television, he only has one side. His right side, only one hand works. He turns on the television with the remote, and his left side is completely immobile. And his fingers are like this. They don't straighten. They're in a fist. That's how he holds them. His fingers don't straighten. No. My husband and I never agreed to give him away. We took care of him ourselves. We knew that this is how things were. As they say, we have to carry our cross to the end. But, you know, I never regretted it because I never wanted anything for myself and I never lived for myself. I raised my eldest daughter, then my son was born, so all my life, as they say, I devoted to my family and children. The way things were, the way I lived, that's how it was, and thank God it was good. I remember at work they used to say, "Why are you suffering? You should have given up. It would have been easier for you." That's all. Now he's older, but still, I won't give him up. As long as I have the strength, as long as I'm alive, we'll keep going. My daughter will take care of him later. Yes, she said, "Mom, don't worry, don't be upset. I'll take care of Andrey." God bless her, of course, but I pray to God that I can take care of him myself. Everyone sympathizes and is surprised, asking where you find so much strength. Everyone says you deserve a monument while you're still alive. I say, well, there's no need for that. While I'm alive, we need to live, we need to keep going. Well, everyone says it's amazing that he has lived to such an age. In our building, in that entrance, a boy died at 27, the same thing. Well, he suffered for 27 years, as they say, and mine is already in his 6th decade. He turned 50 last year. Just imagine that. Oh Lord, here he is. Here he is a little older, here he is. Oh, you know, I don't remember how old he was. Let me take a look like this, because Here he is already about 14 years old. I have Parkinson's disease, I have atrial fibrillation, hypertension, angina. I have 1,000 illnesses, and right now intercostal neuralgia is suffocating me. And my joints are twisted, osteoarthritis, and my knee. Look, do you see what my knee looks like? What is this and what is that? So, to live a normal life, of course, the pension is not enough because I spend a lot on medicine. My pension is 460 rubles, and my son's is 301 or 302. This year, I turned to the social welfare service. They give one-time assistance there, just a single payment like that. We were refused. They said, you have the minimum subsistence level for 2 people. Everything is fine. So I'd rather skip going to the store and go to the pharmacy instead, because those are essential. You can't do without them.
And if you happen to have, well, let's say some extra money right now, not for medicine, what would you buy?
Oh, you know, I wouldn't buy anything for myself. I would buy something for the household, because that's what is really needed. As for things, I don't really, well, we wear what we have. But if there was something really necessary, of course, I would buy that first. And of course, if my son needs something, I buy it for him without hesitation. I don't save money on his special diet. He doesn't lack anything at all. He's well taken care of, clean, well fed, and as they say, everything is for him. I need a stroller for going outside. It's called a street walker. It costs 200 rubles, but how can I buy it? And outside, it's convenient for me because it has 4 wheels, and there's a seat where I can ride, sit down, and rest for a while. And there's a basket there. I put something in the basket and slowly made my way home. But how can I buy it? I can't.
Tell me about your youth. What were you like at 20?
Well, I worked. We ran around, danced. I finished 10 grades, but I couldn't go to study because there were 6 children in our family. I was born during the war in 42, born among the partisans in a dugout. We spent the whole war in the forest. Well, of course, youth, you know how it is. It was fun and good. But somehow there was no time to go out and have fun. I married a local man when I was 19. We started our own family, got our own place, and my husband and I worked alternating shifts. My husband died 4 years ago. My husband and I were married for 55 years. So that's quite a long life together. Last year we had, no, not last year. That was 4 years ago, in August. In July, we celebrated 55 years together, and the next month, in August, he passed away. Well, it became harder for me, more difficult, because, you know, first of all, when he was alive, my heart rhythm would often get disrupted. I could easily leave my son with him. He could feed him, change his diaper. And then, when my husband was gone, all the responsibility fell on my daughter. Because when I'm not there, she stays with my son, so she does everything. Of course, we've been through a tough journey. Yes, there were difficulties, there was everything imaginable. Yes, oh God, everyone has their own Raising children requires loving them. With love, as they say, God gives you strength, you'll care for them, and things will work out. I worried and looked after everyone. Now my great-granddaughter was just born. My great-granddaughter will already be 2 years old next month. So I worry about everyone too. Of course, at least some kind of joy. At least I live to see my great-granddaughter because I'm already my age. Of course, it's wonderful when healthy children are born, but when a sick child appears, you have to fight until the end. You have to treat them. Back then, there was no such treatment. Now there is treatment and children get better. So let them have patience, as they say, and courage, and take care of such children. They shouldn't give them away anywhere. It's wonderful to be a mom when you have healthy children, but when you have a sick child, it's even harder to be a mom.